million square miles. That's approximately the same size as the United States. Say it twice. Sahara comes from the Arabic word for desert, Sahara. And this word is related to another word that describes the reddish color of the area. So when you say Sahara Desert, you are actually saying desert, desert. The Sahara Desert isn't the only place with a name that repeats itself. Tahoe comes from a Native American word for lake. So Lake Tahoe on the Nevada-California border means lake. And galaxy comes from the ancient Greek word galaxias. The Greeks used this word, which means milky, to describe a band of light they saw in the night sky. So when you say Milky Way galaxy, you're actually saying Milky Way milky. On a summer day, the Sahara is among the hottest regions in the world. Temperatures often reach more than 120 degrees Fahrenheit. One of the hottest temperatures ever recorded on the planet was in the Sahara. In September 1922, the temperature hit 136.4 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to cook a steak to medium rare. But the temperature drops drastically at night. It can get very cold and maybe even go below freezing in winter. This vast desert is like a huge laboratory for scientists. They have studied and learned a lot about this region, but the one thing scientists have not been able to determine is exactly when the Sahara Desert was created. Some scientists think that the desert first appeared 5 to 7 million years ago. During this time, some of the plates that make up the Earth's surface collided and created the Alps. These mountains, along with the Himalayan mountains to the east, blocked winds that had once carried rain to the Sahara region. The area became very dry, and a desert was formed. Tectonic plates. Slabs of rock, called tectonic plates, make up the Earth's outer shell and fit together like a gigantic jigsaw puzzle. They sit on top of the hot inner layers of the Earth and slowly shift around on this melted layer. Even though the plates only move 1 or 2 inches a year, they bump into one another all the time. Their movement causes earthquakes, tsunamis, and the eruption of volcanoes. Other scientists believe the Sahara was originally formed around 2 to 3 million years ago, during one of the ice ages that occurred on our planet. During this time, less rain fell on certain areas, including the Sahara region. As a result, the area dried out and eventually became a desert. And there are some scientists who suggest the Sahara first appeared during the last ice age, only tens of thousands of years ago. They believe that up until that time, this area always had a moist climate. Scientists don't agree on when the Sahara Desert was first formed, but most agree that this dry, hot place was actually lush and green only about 4,000 years ago. It was full of animal and plant life. These scientists believe that the Sahara's climate switches back and forth about every 20,000 years. It goes from a dry climate to a wet climate that allows plants and animals to thrive. And right now, the Sahara is in the desert phase. Scientists think that about 11,000 years ago, monsoon rains came to this region in Africa. The area was covered with lakes, rivers, grasslands, and even forests. All kinds of animals lived in this green area. Hippos, giraffes, and elephants grazed in the grasslands, and fish and crocodiles swam in the rivers and lakes. It certainly would have looked very different than it does now. But what caused this drastic change? It's believed that the Earth tilted slightly on its axis about 11,000 years ago. This tilting meant that the northern hemisphere was slightly closer to the sun, which increased the amount of rain brought to the region. But then, about 8,000 years ago, the Earth tilted on its axis again. So the northern hemisphere was a bit farther away from the sun. It received less summer sunlight and less rain, so the region of the Sahara began to dry up. What was once green became arid and dusty. There are some scientists who believe that human beings and their livestock were also